Hi, welcome everybody. This is Katrina Sawa, the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach with jumpstartyourmarketing.com. And thank you so much for coming to this webinar and finding out more about not only how I work, but things I recommend when you look for another mentor, a mentor for yourself in general. And I want to talk also about give you some tips too on how to make more money doing what you love and stop working so hard. So there will be some tips intermixed here, and for those of you that are on the call live, I might take questions. I will take questions at the end. For those of you watching the recording, I may not keep those questions at the end of this recording, just so you know. But what you can do is on the page where you're watching this on the replay, you'll be able to ask me a question or submit information on the page. So I hope this answers a lot of your questions and really gives you more of a deep dive insider view to who I am and why I'm here on this planet and why I would love to be able to help you jumpstart your business, your life, and more. So I'm going to do a quick PowerPoint presentation here, and but I'm still on video, so hopefully I don't make any, but I might come back on video at the end. All right, so just wanted to give you a heads up. 1 second. All right. All right. So the whole goal, this is why I do what I do, to help you make a lot more money doing what you love while stop working so hard and getting out of overwhelm. And everything I do revolves around these things, getting more love in your life and money in your business. And I hope you can feel that through my emails, my videos, my social media posts, and everything that I do, because that's really why I am here on this planet and why I work with clients and why they hire me. So if you're an entrepreneur or a wannabe entrepreneur, maybe you have a job that you like or don't like, either one, but you have a calling for your own business, you have a purpose, you have a passion for doing something, and you just don't know how to build that, or you don't even know what the calling is yet, or you don't know what the business is yet, but you need to be doing something different. Though this is for you. Okay, this is also for you if you're doing what you absolutely love, but you're just not monetizing it enough. Maybe you're making a good amount of money or not. Either way, there's always more, right? So as an entrepreneur, we have no ceiling. You can always make more money. If you believe you can always make more money. There are people who have more of a scarcity mindset, mind you, and that's something that you want to try to work through if this is you, like the I can't afford it kind of people, right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to talk like that, because you can literally, as an entrepreneur, make as much as money as humanly possible. You just have to do the work. And yeah, it's not easy work, and it is work, but you got to do the work, and you have to know what to spend your time on and what activities to be doing every day, every week, every month in your business in order to get you where you want to go and what goals you want to achieve. And I love to help show people the roadmap for that, the plan, build the plan out, and then show you how to implement it and all the little nitty-gritty things that you need to do. But first you have to really have the desire to make a lot more money. And some people come to me and they say, oh, I don't need to make a lot more money, Katrina. I just want to do a little here and there, right? Well, there's money mindset issues that could be blocking you from making more money as well. So we need to look at that. And I look at all of these things with clients. It's so vital, because I want more good people in the world to make a lot more money. The good people will donate it and give to charity and help out other people and lift as we climb. So as eWomen Network says, right? And it's just so powerful. And plus, you don't even know if you're going to live till 100. You might. My mom's mother-in-law lived until she was 99 years old. And thank goodness she had a ton of money saved up and in investments and things like that, because she lived a very good life. But do all of you, do you who watching, do you have a lot of money to be able to take care of yourself if you become ill or impaired to where you can't, you're going to need assistance in your 70s, 80s, 90s? What do you think, right? So we all need to make a lot more money. So you just need to get that into your head as a reality check. You got to make more money while we can, while we do what we love. Like, we've got to figure out how to monetize it all even more. So this is like one of the biggest things I have to talk to about clients and new people that kind of question, well, why should I have you help me? I don't really need to make that much more money. So hopefully you're changing your mindset around that, because you do need to make more money. I know you do. Nobody has enough money to live till they're 100, really, unless you're a gazillionaire or a millionaire or you have tons of investments. You probably don't. So stop saying that you're okay. All right. All right. So how much money do you really need to make? Well, it's different for all of us. I actually walk through an exercise with clients when I first start working with them, because this money is the big thing. It's not just about the marketing. We have to set your business up the right way from the start. We have to look at everything that you're doing, what funds you need to run your household, to run your business, to actually enjoy your life and take vacations, or invest in your kids' future, your family's future. Maybe your parents need money, invest in retirement, etc. So we have to really look at the big picture, the big money picture. And I do this with clients. A lot of business coaches and marketing coaches don't do this. They just say, okay, you need clients, this is what you do. They don't look at the big picture. This is critical, you guys. And this what makes me so different is I really look at the money and how you're looking at money and what kind of money you need to make. And so we figure this out so that you set the right goals. 99% of the clients that come to me and tell me what their goal is every month is not nearly enough as what they need to run a smooth running money-making machine of a business. Let me just tell you, okay? So don't fool yourself into thinking you only need a few thousand when you probably need triple or quadruple the amount of money that you really think once we get down into it. So isn't it time you enjoy more freedom, happiness, love, and joy? Well, that's what you can have when you have a smooth running money-making machine of a business, doing what you love. So I want to show you how to build that so that you can do this sooner, right? Too many people say, okay, well, in 10 years, I'll do this, in 5 years, or someday I'll have this. Well, what happens if someday you have cancer or someone you love has cancer and you can't do it anyways? Can you waited to enjoy more freedom, happiness, love, and joy? Stop doing that. Stop putting off happiness, for God's sakes, right? So another thing is most people I talk to are working way too hard. You're working way too hard in your business. You are always busy, right? Everybody says, oh, I'm busy. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're productive and profitable. So busy does not equal productive. Busy does not equal profitable. So you have to look at, with my help, I look at some of everything you're doing on a day-to-day basis to make sure you stop doing the unproductive and inefficient things. And we put in systems and the right marketing and business strategies and personal development strategies possibly to even make sure that you are not in overwhelm. You can do realistic tasks every day and get the right things done so that you can make a lot more money. That's what the goal is. Okay. All right. So then this is why I'm here. This is why I do what I do, because I want to help you make more money doing what you love, plain and simple. So we got to stop tolerating a job that we hate. We got to stop settling in relationships that don't serve us or aren't supportive. We have to stop all of that and really take charge of our lives and design the business around the kind of life you want to live. Okay. So where do you really want to be? One of the things you want to think about is, what do you want to be doing 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now? How do you want to be running your business or working in your business? Do you want to have a lot of free time? Do you want to take vacations or travel or rent a motorhome or buy a motorhome and work from a motorhome remotely all over the country? Do you want to travel all over the world? Do you want to just have a bigger house and a lap of luxury? Anything is fine. Whatever you can dream, you can have if you put the right plan in place. So these are all the things that, you know, might make sense to you. Might mean more time off, some love in your life, money, big houses. Giving back is huge, right? I'm part of a nonprofit an organization that gives back to nonprofits on a quarterly basis in our local area. And it really feeds my soul. And I give to a lot of different charities. And I want to be able to make a lot more money so I can make a bigger impact in that way. What's keeping you from enjoying this type of success and the lifestyle that you really want? Come on, really think about it. What's keeping you? Because it's probably your mindset. There's probably your money mindset issues, how to charge what you're worth, how to ask for the sale, raise your rates, wonder if you deserve to make the money. A lot of people have this old mentality that you have to work harder to make more money. So when I talk to some people, they're like, well, I don't need to make that much money. And after questioning them, come to find out that they saw their parents working like a dog and not having any fun in their life and just to make ends meet. So those people equate making more money with working like a dog. And it doesn't have to be like that anymore. So stop the old stinking thinking, okay? Stop it. You've got to stop that thinking. And I help kick that thinking out of your head. Get rid of that head trash. You got to get rid of that head trash because it's not serving you. It's not helping you. Beliefs about yourself could be holding you back. You don't deserve it. Who are you to do that? I'm not good enough. Fill in the blank with your own head trash. Seriously, we got to stop this, people, because none of this is true. This is all false crap you're telling yourself. And I want to help you put a mirror up to yourself and help you stop doing that. It's not going to happen overnight, but it happens over time. Okay. So I talk about love and money, right? So here's a few things to think about in regards to love. Are you completely and totally happy personally? Because a lot of people that come into my world are not, and they want to make more money in their business, but they're ignoring their happiness in their personal life. What's missing in your personal life? Is your love relationship 100% supportive? Do you need or want a love relationship? When I was unhappy and when I was single after my divorce from my starter husband, when I was single during that time, I was so unhappy in my personal life. I was trying to find ways to bring more love into my life and joy with friends and my friends' kids and pets and things like that. But nothing replaces the love for me for a really 100% supportive significant other. I am so in love now and have the best relationship ever. And I want that for everyone. Oh my God. If I could just wave a magic wand and make everybody happy in their love relationship, oh my God, the world would be a better place because we would all attract amazing things. Everybody would be happy. I mean, regardless of what bad things came our way, when we have love, sometimes it doesn't matter. Okay. So are you settling anywhere? Are you good to yourself? Are you really good to yourself? Are you valuing yourself? And what are you tolerating? Really think about those things, and if you have to watch this back to really kind of get these concepts, write them down and start thinking about them and journaling about them, then do it because this is important. So a few things to think about in regards to money. When's the last time you raised your rates, huh? Or ask for a raise if you're in a job. Seriously. I mean, are you undervaluing yourself? Are you offering the right things? A lot of times I have to create new business offerings, new products, services, or programs for people when they come into my world because they're not selling anything that's valuable enough to make a lot of money. Okay. It's just as easy to sell something for $5,000 than it is for $50. Let me tell you. Okay. People don't want to part with $50 just like they don't want to part with $5,000. But when you learn how to really make that, or have that conversation where you can really show the transformation of what you provide, people will take you up on that $5,000 offer just as easy as a $50. I'm telling you, it works when you know how to do those conversations. So have you been avoiding changing, investing in your website? Because your website's a big key of running a successful business these days. That's probably one of the first things we actually do is look at the website. After we look at the mindset and what you're selling, we look at your website and how you're positioning yourself, because nobody has the perfect website. I don't have the perfect website. I'm constantly changing my website. You know that, right? You're going to be constantly investing in your website moving forward. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you're not going to be able to do everything yourself. There's no way. There's way too much new technology coming out all the time. You can't stay up on top of it. You want to get things in place to make sure your website is a smooth running machine. Are you doing enough day-to-day RPAs, revenue producing activities, lead generation, marketing, follow-up, and sales activities? Most people are not. Even though they say they're busy, they're not doing these activities, which are critical to being a consistent, smooth running, money-making machine. Now, have you invested in a mentor or a mastermind before? Some of you probably have. You could have, and maybe some of you have spent a ton of money. I get it. I've invested a lot of money in mentors and masterminds over the last 16 years in business. Let me just tell you, okay, to the tune of over $200,000 is what I've invested. And some of them have been better investments than others. Some I've gotten lots of value of, some not so much, right? But it's all been on my journey, and they've all been a means to an end. They've all contributed to where I am today in some way or another. Okay. And so if you have a bad taste in your mouth about one particular investment or more that you've made, you can't let that determine whether you're going to do something in the future or not. I'm sorry that something didn't, provide what it was supposed to for you, or somebody didn't. And that sucks. Let me tell you, that's one of the things that breaks my heart, is that people get taken, or they just don't get the value that they think they're going to get from certain programs. But one of the reasons, though, is you get into a program that's a little too advanced for you. And some people out there, some business coaches and other coaches and mentors, are really good salespeople, right? I actually don't consider myself a very good salesperson, even though I was top in sales with the companies that I used to be in, and the sales and marketing director positions that I used to be in. I was top in sales many times, but I really don't consider myself a good salesperson in this business, believe it or not. I don't have these tricky ways to make you feel like there's tension and you have to sign up today. I don't do that. I'm plain and simple. If you want what I got, I'm here for you, and you're going to get all of me, and I'm going to understand you completely, and I'm going to help you all the way, and I'm going to be all in with you. I'm not just going to be like, well, here's my little pinky, and you can have this much of me, and then that's all you get for X dollars. I'm not like that. So therefore, I don't necessarily have to use all those tricky sales tools and tricks, right? So people that work with me know what they're getting, and it's kind of plain and simple. So I am sorry if you've had a bad experience and you have a bad taste in your mouth with mentors and masterminds before, but at some point you're going to have to let that go and trust again. You're going to have to trust again. And I would love to earn your trust and have a conversation and see if it's a good fit with you, okay? Now, another thing to do with money is, where can you automate, delegate, and systematize? Because when you do that, you take time off of your plate, get more freedom back to be able to do more revenue producing activities. It's that simple, guys. All right. So moving right along, today I'm going to cover, we've already started the webinar. I've taught you a lot already, but today I'm going to cover 3 things. I'm going to talk about my story of how I went from working way too hard and not making enough money to making great money doing what I love with the lifestyle that makes me happy. Then I'm going to talk about the myths that you've been led to believe by others, or that you've experienced yourself at some point, about hiring a mentor to help you. And the 3 keys for you getting off to a fast start to making a lot more money, to doing what you love while getting out of overwhelm. All right, so I'm excited. So my story. Yeah, this was me. Now that's not really me, the picture, but this was me when I first started my business. I thought I had to wear all the hats, do everything myself. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but that is a hard way to live. It is like, I was working I thought I would have my own business to have more freedom, right? I was working 60 hours a week in my job when I left, if not more, because we were understaffed, right? And I was complaining. But I left my job and I thought, oh, this is going to be better. I'm going to have more freedom. And no. I was probably working 70 hours a week in the beginning before I really learned how to delegate more and how to systematize things. So I was doing everything manually, and it took me a while to really finally catch a clue and stop it. But and frankly, it also hurt my marriage a little bit back then. That was my first starter marriage. But life is a highway. I talk about in my events and in the coaching, how you have this journey, right? We have this journey and we're on it, and it's kind of a windy road. Sometimes it's bumpy. Sometimes it's got roadblocks, and there's all kinds of reasons or things that are going to come up in your life, and you can't always predict it. You have a plan, but God has a different plan all the time, right? Sometimes. So you have to roll with it. So my journey wasn't always so easy. I used to be where many of you could be today. I was in a job that I hated with a boss that was like two-faced, would say one thing and do the other. And that was my last job, mind you. And I left it very abruptly because I got to tell him where I thought he should go, and walked out and never looked back. I didn't have a plan B. I was just going to start my own business, and that's it. But I'd been in an unsupportive marriage. My first marriage, my ex-husband is a fantastic guy. He's a great guy, but we just really grew apart, and he didn't really want to know or even learn about what I was doing in my business. So I had to let him go, and we had to separate because I really wanted to go do my own thing, and he wasn't going to be supportive of that financially or mentally and emotionally. And so we just we became roommates towards the last couple of years, and it was sad. And I would go to networking events and fake my way through being happy, and then go home and cry myself to sleep. And I realized that was no way to live. That was no way to live. And I was 35 at the time, and I knew that even if I lived another 30 years at that point, I didn't want another 30 years unhappy and not unloved. And so I left the marriage. Now, I wasted a few years doing some online dating. I wasted money in certain places, like I said, with some mentors, but most of it was really effective to learn what I needed to learn. And luckily, I did invest in the right order of importance too. But in the beginning of my business, I did trade hour for dollar. I don't know, I didn't mention this before, but so I came from I've been in sales and marketing for 30 years or something. Okay. So I started out as working in retail pretty much, and always selling people up, right? Well, buy this or add this on or whatever. So that's how I started, was working in retail, and then transitioning into a couple different jobs. I worked in a lot of restaurants through college, and so I would always sell people up to the different liquors and add on different things to their desserts to their bill or whatever, and ended up graduating from college with as a bartender. And my mom was so proud. I was a bartender when I graduated, 5 years in college, right? And I finally got a job. One of my friends recommended me for a job, which was pretty much in sales and marketing as well. And I took about 3 different positions between the bartending, between college and my own business, all in sales and marketing. And I did really, really well. But there was always this thing, because I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I was never cut out for management, and I would only get so far, and I couldn't really, get to the management position because I was pretty much untrainable, put it that way. I had my own way of doing things, and so I know many entrepreneurs do. And but when I first started my own business, I was just trading hour for dollar. I didn't really know. I knew that you could run events and charge for events and stuff, and I think. And I didn't really know how to do that profitably. And so I was just trading hour for dollar. I worked way too many hours. I had clients on retainer. And I just didn't have any balance in my life when I first started. And had no idea that I could be doing the business the way I'm doing it now. Would have no idea I could do webinars and videos like I do today. It's crazy what the technology has really allowed us to be able to do these days. So I'm so excited that for you to be doing a business in this day and age, just like me. Nowadays, I do the things that I really, really love, and and I'm able to do live events. I'm able to have my mastermind. I have my free time, and it's really, really cool. And so I wanted, uh, 1 second, Chris, thank you. And so I'm Oh, and there's Riley. Yeah, so about 6 years ago, I actually met my amazing husband on eHarmony, and he was, oh my God, the perfect guy for me because he was loving and affectionate and attentive and really self-managed and independent and very motivated. And he came with this little package. It was like she was 3.5 at the time, and so it was perfect family. I never really wanted to give birth or be pregnant. It was funny. I knew a lot of entrepreneur girlfriends who also didn't have any kids. We had pets, right? But I'm really, really thankful that Jason and Riley came along, because now I feel a lot more complete with my life. And plus, when I'm 80 years old, I won't be stuck without kids and grandkids, right? So, so that's where I am today. And I've accomplished a lot along the way. I've been on TV multiple times, getting free publicity. I've been on magazine covers. I've published actually 4 books, 2 more this year. I've been on big stages, up to 3,000 people, all the way down to a 4-person live event. So I've spoken a lot of different places, internationally, but also in person, but also virtually. And I do my own live events, and I've sold multiple 6 figures at multiple events. So I want to let you know that, I know how to show you how to do all these things too. The things that I do, I teach. And I've won awards. I'm a best-selling author. And the thing that's really the key, though, is having a consistent multiple 6+ figure business in just consistently. So since 2008, I've been in 6 figures consistently. There's no roller coaster of cash flow. It's consistently growing, which is why I continue to teach the revenue generating activities that I do, and why there's certain things you want to be doing and certain things you don't. It's critical to spend your time wisely. And if you don't know what that is, you need to talk to me, seriously. So, plus I get to hang out with some really cool people. I've met a lot of celebrities at events that I've been to and spoken at. So that's really cool. And yeah, there were a few roadblocks along the way. So I can tell you that it wasn't that easy. I've had 2 total hip replacements myself. So I've been in and out of surgeries. I've had 3 surgeries in the last 4 years, and which took me out of my business. My husband now, when we were engaged, he got diagnosed with cancer, and unfortunately, he's fine now. Thank you. But for 8 weeks, about 3 months, actually, we had to go daily to the oncology center, which was far. It took about half a day every day for about 8 to 12 weeks. And so I had to take time off of my business to do that, of course, to be with him. And so I understand that life happens, but you can't just stop your business. You've got to figure out how to implement the right strategies and set it up the right way so that it can be a smooth running machine through anything that life throws at you, any roadblock. Okay. Because if you're going to let a roadblock stop you, then you're not going to get where you need to go as fast as you need to get there. And that's just the plain and simple truth. So I want to encourage you to think differently about the things that life throws at you. And I'm really all about designing the life you want. You know, I want family, friends. I want to inspire my clients and other entrepreneurs. That's what I love to do. I love to take vacations and hang out with family. And honestly, if that's all I did forever, I would be totally content with family and clients that I love, inspiring, mentoring, and having fun. That's all that matters, honestly. So, but we can help you design the business that you want. Speaking of family, there's my dog. How I did this is through a lot of different strategies. First and foremost, though, I had to believe that I could do it. So I had to believe in myself, and I had to have complete faith that it would all work itself out in the end. I had to have no plan B. If you have a plan B, and then you have a toe in some other idea that you might be able to do, or go back and get a job or something. And it's not necessarily a good thing to have a plan B. Did I know that I could always get a job? Yes. But did I focus on it? No, I focused on what I really wanted to do. And I'm really good at scheduling my time. You notice the calendar on here. I'm really good at scheduling my time. I had a really good vision. Every year I create a vision board and the top, 8 to 10 goals of what I really want to create. And that is huge. I've achieved everything that's been on my vision board thus far. And so I keep putting new things out and putting new goals out. And so that's important to make sure you keep your vision on top of mind. I always fill my love tank, right? So I make sure there's time for me and the family and having love in my life and love for myself. I hire mentors who bring me up and share new ideas and look at what I'm doing and give me new feedback or new ideas and feedback. And then the wheel over here is like all the different marketing and publicity and business strategies that you can do. And I show you how to do all of that when I work with you. And so I know what matters most, and I won't let you lose sight of that. I even tell clients to have date nights or take time off to play with their kids or go on a weekend getaway or something like that, because it's love and money are really the keys to building a successful, smooth running business, doing what you love. And I want you to have that for yourself, but we've got to focus on both love and money to do that. Another thing that I think is key is focusing on the values. This is something I've changed in the last couple of years. I really look at the values of the people that I hire and make sure integrity is right on the top of the list. That's one of my most important values, besides faith and love and all that kind of stuff for myself. Integrity and honesty are huge with me when I'm looking at other people. I can tell now in an instant when someone's being fake or cheesy, or I don't trust them. I can tell in an instant. And I want you to really pay attention to those feelings, because you can probably identify them as well in other people that you're following. And you've got to be really careful. This is how you're going to stay away from the people that aren't the right fit for you. All right. And so I want to share a client with you really quick. He actually was able to come on live, and I'm so thankful that I have people that will take time out of their day to come in and share their experience with what they've had experienced so far. So let me stop sharing my screen for a minute. Hey, Chris.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for coming on. Yay. You are such an amazing, doing so amazing, because he has this business. Well, he has a couple different things that he does, but he has this business that you wouldn't think would have any other way to do it besides one way, trading hour for dollar. So tell him what you do, Chris, and how you really transformed your business, what it was like, and now where you are.
Okay. Well, I'm a full-time, let's say, musician, although I think of myself as an artist or music artist, but full-time musician. And my primary, professional activity in the last few years has been my piano studio, teaching piano music to my students. And how did I transform it from where I was? I was already doing this, and I also perform and gig and whatnot, and write music as well. But working with you helped me do it better. And how it transformed was, it was nice to have the ongoing support, whether it's raising my rates and getting comfortable with that, which I have done, and it's really cool, the result of that. Getting on TV multiple times with Good Day Sacramento has been really great. It was sort of a little back of my mind dream before I started working with you, but then just immediately manifested it as a reality. Just kicked me into action. It was a simple little suggestion that I emailed them, and then some words on what to say. And then I took it. And then next thing you know, I had them at my studio, and I've been on that show, I think 4 times now. So,
amazing.
And yeah, and then that's been kind of psychologically really fun. I think financially, another goal that I accomplished was in the last fall, I put out a new piano album, and you helped me with branding that and kind of the marketing strategy, the email campaign, and I set a pretty high goal for myself, and I've sold more than I had ever sold, especially in a 3-month period of music. And while that's not the primary income, it was a personal feat that felt really good to do that.
Well, as an artist, I mean, your biggest want is for people to experience your music or your art or whatever it is. And so when a lot of people take you up on that or buy your stuff or listen to you, I would imagine that's just like such a rewarding experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that, I mean, it's not like I didn't know how to do it, but I think you really helped me kind of systemize it and get practical. And I actually, in one of your workshops, literally had the moment where I said to myself, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to have faith that I'm going to make this happen. And I didn't fully, it wasn't all clear, but I went through that process, and I'm still very happy kind of thinking about that. Wow, that was awesome. So yeah.
Yeah. That is huge. Having that complete faith is so important, and we have to do it without knowing the how all the time. So you're such a great example of someone who just keeps taking the action steps, not knowing where it's going to lead you. And I love that about you. What I love about Chris is that he does what I tell him to do without a lot of complaining. A little bit of hesitation here, maybe in there, but and then a lot of self-reflection after, and which is we all need that personal growth, which is amazing. And but you've also systematized things like email marketing and gotten a lot of different things on your website that are more practical and functional. And so there's a lot of little things that you've changed. You have now client appreciation parties in the summer, and and that you didn't have before. I'm just so impressed with you and what you've accomplished. Even though you don't probably feel like you've done that much, you have. You've done amazing. So thank you for being here and sharing, and tell them what your website is, if you would.
Sure, absolutely. Well, my piano teaching website, Piano Lessons in Sacramento, easy to remember. It's I'm particularly dedicated to adults who want to play music, maybe for the first time or for the first time in a long time.
Awesome. PianoLessonsInSacramento.com, you guys. Thank you, Chris, for being on. I appreciate that. All right, and Kim joined us too. Yay.
I just dropped in. I thought I'd join the party.
I appreciate that. Kim McLaughlin is here, you guys. She's with Feed Your Soul Unlimited. Kim is a therapist and a coach. Tell them a little bit about, and you got a haircut.
Actually tomorrow, but yeah, it's people, when you live the good life. I just went to yoga, so I am fresh from yoga, so everything's a little bit
that's okay.
different.
So tell people in just a few minutes, like where you were, where you are now. I know you have a thriving therapy business, and there's so much that you've done over the last year or so. And just tell them your experience, because the things that we do sometimes don't always equal to huge amounts of money increase, but sometimes it's huge, a difference in your lifestyle and what you're creating. So share your experience if you would.
Yeah, so I started with Kat. I think we're going on 2 years, like 2 full years we've been together. I'm a therapist by training, and I have a business, a therapy business, which I've had for now I'm going on 7 years, almost 8, I think. And when I met Kat, I had just gotten done working with a therapist coach, and I wasn't planning on getting any more coaching in. And then I met Kat at one of her events and really decided there was more things I could do. What I do now, well, so I'm a therapist by training, but what I love to do is help people move from feeling frustrated, upset, lonely, overwhelmed with food and their weight and how they live their life into feeling more empowered and passionate and satisfied. And what I've realized, so some of the things I've realized lately is that I'm running 2 businesses. And that was a big one. She's shaking her head. Because my therapy practice, I'm packed. A lot of people are in great need. I have a packed schedule. And what I realized was that adding the coaching business was actually adding a second business to a full-time business. And I got to tell you, that was just that mind shift for me was a huge change, because I didn't realize it, and as Kat knows, and a lot of other people in the mastermind know, I feel sometimes like I'm banging my head against the wall because there wasn't just enough hours. I couldn't get it all done. And once I realized that I had 2 businesses, a full-time business, and then this other business I'm trying to continue to up level, that once I realized it, I settled into it, and I settled into going, okay, so if that's what's going on, what do I want to do? And then I've started to make changes. So today we're doing this filming. This is Friday. I didn't have any clients today. And that was one of the big wins, is I have Mondays and Fridays for doing the coaching business and doing the marketing. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is my therapy time. And having it, rearranging my schedule and having it where I can go to yoga at 12 o'clock in the afternoon really was a huge win. And now I can come on and I can start doing more productive things right now because I have time in my schedule. And just making some shifts like that for my mental health was super, it was big. And I don't know, those are just some of the things. I also find that in working with you, Kat, is that one of the things you do is you teach me new things that I wouldn't know. There's some changes going on for those of you in the doing automatic emails. There's changes going on in the laws. And so Kat's done all the research, and on Monday she's getting all of us together and she's going to train us on what it means for us. And the value of that for me is huge, because I don't have to go out and pay somebody to tell me what to do. I don't have to figure out what it is and how it's going to affect me, because she actually knows my business and knows what I do to know how this is going to impact me, not just people in general, but me, myself. And I find that that's a huge value, because it saves me a lot of time in terms of where can I put my energy? Where is it best spent so that I'm not spinning? I'm not spinning around kind of just doing things. I think a lot of times when we're in business for ourselves, we do things for busy work. And just keeping myself busy at this point in my career is not valuable, because I have a lot to do. I have a lot to people to see. And the more organized I am, the better it is for me. And the better it is for me, the better it is for my family and the world. So those are just some ideas.
I appreciate that. My dog he started to howl. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, Kim, it's amazing. And yes, so if you guys have a job and you're paying attention to this, if you have a job, it's kind of like Kim. She has a full-time therapy business. And how do you stop some of the stuff you're doing, or reduce some of the things you're doing, or make the time for what you really want to be doing? Because at some point you have to do that. You have to make your time if you really want something different. So I'm so excited for you to be able to transform your current business so that you can really carve out the time and be more productive on what you really want to be doing.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because it's also made me think about, so there's, at what point in time do I scale back on this business, the one business that I have that isn't the business that I want to go really big? And so at what point do I start scaling back? And that's also in my plan, is that there's going to be a point where, for me to do more of what I really want to do, I've got to pull back on this other business.
Right.
And it really is actually comparable to people who have a job. Obviously, it's my own business, so it's not,
right,
completely like a job. But, there's still fear for me around pulling back and the money, and, can I make the same money that I make in my private practice that I can make in this other business that I want to do? But it's just really, for me, just planning it out and making it part of a step-by-step process. Yeah. And that's just what it's been for me. And I think that is really comparable to what people would need to do that are wanting to move from a job to doing their own business.
Yeah. No, it's so true though. But you've also accomplished quite a bit. You have a book, you started speaking, you now do workshops at different businesses around town. You have traveled to different workshops outside your comfort zone, outside the area, which you didn't do before. Right. So, I mean,
we're getting ready together. We're going to do a big promotional,
we are
4 day, 3-4 day event that we're going to do together.
Now we're doing a joint thing. You're doing joint work, joint collaboration work. So there's a lot of fun little things that have become of it. So I'm really excited for you here. So
thank
you for being here and sharing your story. Please give them your website.
So feedyoursoulunlimited.com. feedyoursoulunlimited.com.
Thank you. Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome. Thanks,
all right. If you want to go be productive, you can. I'm going to continue on with the PowerPoint. Thank you.
Okay, good. I'm going to talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
All right, now. So back to what I was saying, but that was a nice little, I don't know. It was fun to have some clients come over, and both of Kim and Chris are both in my Live Big Mastermind, in case you were wondering how they're working with me. And so I will share more about that in just a minute. Let's get moving on here. Now, here's another client story for you. Miranda Matthewson used to be Zukowski. And when I met her, she was running around New York City, Manhattan, and didn't have a family yet, but wanted one so badly. She was working as a fitness trainer, and she would go to people's homes and their offices to train them one-on-one, actually, in person. And she would also teach classes in local gyms and run classes and make money that way. But she literally was running around New York City constantly every day for multiple hours a day. Now, she couldn't see how she was going to, number one, meet a man, number two, have babies and still keep that up. So we had to totally redesign her entire business model and show her how to wean off of the old, kind of like Kim did, and create a new business model so that would free her up to not only date and find a man, but soon after she met Ron, she had these 2 little baby boys. Now, the big miracle was that the doctors had told her she wasn't even supposed to be able to have babies, okay? So Miranda was devastated about that. But changing her lifestyle, changing her stress level, running around all the time allowed her somehow to be able to have 2 beautiful boys. And now they are completely happy in New Jersey. And she runs a fit and healthy tribe. So she runs an online business. She trains people. She's even trained me coast to coast over Zoom on how to do certain exercises and stuff. So I am so excited for her, and for anybody who thinks that they have to do their business a certain way. Sometimes you just need to see what else is possible. And I love to be able to show different types of business owners, different industries, different ways of doing business that you may not have thought of, and show you how to implement it in your business and how it can work and help you make money and get the lifestyle that you want. Okay. So what you must do to succeed faster in business today is really express an undying passion for your work. Number one, you got to possess the ability to get paid a lot. And then you got to leverage everything you can. And ideally, in order to do that, you're probably going to need to study with a mentor that is where you want to be and who will make you play a bigger game to speed up the process and hold you accountable. Okay, that is the key. We can't just tell you what to do and then have you go off to your own thing. So I have some people that tell me, well, I don't trust that I'll actually do the work. Well, if you're working with me, I'm going to make you do the work. So plain and simple, you don't have to worry about your own mindset and your own distractions and squirrels. You can totally trust that I'm going to help you get the stuff done. So that's what I do. So the myth number one that you might have been led to believe is it's too difficult and costly to automate, learn, and implement new technology in my business to get it more systematized in order to make a lot more money. It's too costly to do that. I don't have the money, Katrina. Well, Lucas had the money, but he was, getting married and in the process of changing his lifestyle and moving and all this stuff. And he had to put systems into his business by doing a new website, getting an opt-in and a landing page and a funnel and building an email list so he could start building a following that would actually buy his programs, products, and services. And, he said he's in the first 2 months of his website being live, when we helped him build his website, he got 2 new clients from his website. So that's just one success story. I've known Lucas for a long time now, since he started working with me, and he's speaking all over now and has a lot more different programs, and he works with people on intimacy, and it's just, he's doing amazing. Myth number 2 is it takes a lot of work to do what it takes to make a lot more money in my business, right? Like, have you been led to believe that it takes a lot of work, right? Well, yeah, you have to set up some things, but Darla here, she worked her butt off, man. She's a therapist, and she also owns a nonprofit, Heartstrings Counseling, and she worked her butt off to try to get her baby, the nonprofit, up and running. But when she came to me, she wasn't taking a salary. She was, barely able to pay her interns and her staff. And now today, she is taking a full salary, and it took 8 months to get to that. And some of the hard work and some of the strategies that we put in place, such as getting more regular, consistent donations coming in multiple different ways, getting publicity, getting out into the community. And there was a lot of other things that we did with Darla to really help her get her nonprofit up to speed. She's even since taken some time off in her therapy too, and reduced some of the hours that she's spending so she has more quality time with her family. So I'm just excited for Darla. Myth number 3 is when I have time in my life that I'll make these changes, Katrina. I don't have time right now to do this. Okay. So Helen is such an amazing client. She came to me with a really good business. I mean, she was making quite a bit of money. The problem was she wasn't taking paychecks home either, right? She was paying her staff and doing really good for the community. She's a geriatric care manager, and she helps place people, seniors who are in crisis and in need. Now, today, she does so much more for families. She holds workshops, which she did before, but now she has a book. She's speaking a lot more than she used to speak in our local community. She has other ways she can help families and kids and seniors in need with care plans and other counseling services. And the hardest part for Helen, though, was kicking her in gear to do more videos on her website and getting more visible, because she didn't like to talk about herself, because she's very proud, and she should be, because she does amazing work. But let me tell you, when we get her doing video and she showcases her expertise and what she really does, she is on fire. And she loves one of the things she always tells me is she loves the step-by-step process that takes the overwhelm away. So every time she's introduced to a new marketing strategy or is asked to do some new thing, like a display table somewhere or whatever it is, she comes to me and we help work out the details of what needs to get done, and she knows exactly what to do and she implements it. And so that's the thing that she loves about me, I think, is the step-by-step processes, and which she's even said that. So the 3 keys for making more money doing what you love, though, while getting out of overwhelm, let me tell you really quickly, is big picture clarity. If you don't keep that top of mind big vision, then you are not going to get to where you want to go. I was told one time, excuse me, by a psychic. Okay. I did a psychic reading one time. Yes, I've done all kinds of stuff. And I said, well, how do I manifest more of what I really want? And they're like, well, you're like a trombone, Katrina. One minute you're telling the universe that you want this huge goal, right? And the next minute you're like down here and you're shrunk and you just, you're just too small. You're being small. And then the next minute you're playing big and the next minute you're playing small and you're like a trombone, back and forth and back and forth. So the universe really doesn't know what you want. So having a big picture and a big vision of what you really want is key, but you got to keep it on top of mind. You can't let that belief and faith in that vision waver. You can't let it waver. You have to constantly be pumping it up and keeping it on top of mind. And so if you're not clear on where you're really going and why or what you really want, then I can help you. You don't have to know exactly what you want to do in order to come to someone like me. I actually help work it out for you. I'm really good at helping you see what else is possible and creating that vision for you, but based on what you want. Even if you can't see it right now, I'm telling you, I pull it out of you. I'm really, really good at pulling out people's visions and designing the business around the kind of vision that you want, okay? And then showing you how to plot and plan with mind maps and calendars and how to really get more efficient and productive. That's clearing space and being efficient with your time is critical to being more successful in your business. This is Dr. Patricia Van Pelt. She's a senator from Chicago, and she was a client for a blip of a moment, actually, one-on-one. She was trying to start a movement, right? She was thinking way too small, though. She wanted to help people in her local Chicago area because she was a senator there. But the idea that she had was more of a global scale, at least a national US scale. And I showed her what else was possible. And, the value that I gave her in the time that we had together was just over the top, more than what she had expected. So the goal, again, is getting your business into a smooth running, money-making business machine, doing what you love. We've got to develop leverage streams of income, though. You can't just trade hour for dollar. You got to have the right marketing plan and systems to support all of it as well. The key is modeling after and learning from someone doing similar business models and making money at it. Please don't discount the fact that you've got to verify the people that you hire and make sure they are making money at what they're teaching you. If you're hiring them for business or marketing, make sure they are making money at the thing that they're teaching you to do. I already told you I'm making multiple six figures, okay? I've already explained that. And everything that I'm talking about here to do today, I do as well. So I walk my talk and I teach what I do, exactly how to do it to make it easy for you. And that is the key. There's a lot of mentors out there that have elevated themselves to a different level now and have other people teaching their clients, right? And they're not even in the day-to-day activities anymore. So be careful because they might not have up-to-date accurate information, such as Kim was talking about earlier with the new timely laws and things that you're going to need to know for internet, for social media, for your email marketing. I stay up on top of that because I need to know, and then I teach it to clients. You've got to know this stuff too. So you can do this too. You can live a bigger life. If you believe in yourself, have faith, fill your love tank, do the right marketing, leverage your time, and have mentors to help you. The step-by-step systems is key number 2 to building a really successful business, but you got to know exactly what to do. If you're just trying to figure it out, you're going to miss steps. You're going to put things in out of order of importance, and you're not going to get to where you want to go. Sonia's another client. She's been in my mastermind for many, many years now. And she's actually a previous engineer, okay? And she's pretty tech-minded, but she was wasting time on social media. Just because you're an engineer doesn't mean you know how to navigate the marketing strategies on social media, right? She was so overwhelmed with it and didn't really know where to do and start. And when I told her my social media messaging strategy for one, and really how to spend her time so she was very efficient on it, she got a lot more out of her social media for one. And that was just one aspect of where we've gone with her. One of the systems I teach is my 3-step jumpstart your marketing system to get more clients and make more money now. So we talk about getting in front of a lot more people more often and in more ways. Most of you are just not talking to enough people, plain and simple. We make it easier for people to buy. I show you how to make it easy for people on your website, offline, on your networking situations. In every situation you could possibly imagine, there's probably things you're doing to make it difficult for people to buy from you, sign up with you, and get more information from you. And we've got to stop that and make it easier because they're going to your competition. Then create your interactive relationship marketing follow-up and sales system. That is probably one of the biggest things too, is because so many people focus on the initial lead generation, but then they fall short on the follow-up and the continuous database marketing, the continuous nurturing of those people. If you don't keep in touch with them on a regular basis, you're going to lose them, right? And we can't just rely on email anymore, frankly. So I teach a lot more than just the email follow-up. I talk about phone and direct mail and social media connecting and all kinds of ways to stay in touch and nurture prospects in your sales funnel. Consistent cash flow is that marketing strategy, right? And this is just an example. I have one program that you can work with. You can work at your own pace, right? It's a $2,000 program. It's my Jumpstart Your Business in 90-Day Home Study System. You're welcome to go check that out on my website. You can totally go through this program yourself if you are a do-it-yourselfer. And it walks you through the top 10 steps and from A to Z on how to start, grow, and market your business and make money doing what you love. You've got to know what you're selling. It's one of the things I teach in all my programs. And a lot of people, frankly, don't know what they're selling. When I ask somebody what they're selling, they usually don't have the right answer. Okay, so you got to have a funnel of multiple different offerings. You don't have to have quite as many as me, but you need to have a few different ways people can buy from you: low end, mid range, and high end as well. Top 10 revenue producing activities. You've got to put the right marketing strategies in place, right? Most people I know are only doing about 2 of these, and that's just not enough these days. There's so much more to do. I have a whole Jumpstart Your Marketing system, and that's $500. I mean, shoot, if you just want to try me out, that's a great system to go get and work through at your own pace as well. Linda was one of my clients for a long time in the mastermind, and she was deathly afraid of follow-up calls and video marketing. Oh my God, this woman was amazing. She's still amazing. She's a hypnotist. She is the bad habit breaker. And she was also doing a network marketing business at the time, but she hadn't hit 6 figures in a year in a long time or ever. And so what we did with her was get her in front of a lot more people. And we nurtured her list and put in the right systems for that ongoing database nurturing and marketing that she needed. But 2 of the biggest things that were this is where I hold you accountable, is she would not do her follow-up calls. And honestly, the money is in the follow-up, right? You can't just send an email though anymore, because people don't see your email follow-up, especially if they're new to you and you've never emailed them before. They may never see an email from you. I don't care how many times you send a follow-up email, they may never see it. So I was like urging her, you've got to make your follow-up calls. You've got to make your follow-up calls. And I would even tell her what to say. Here's the script. Put it in front of you. Pick up the phone and just talk it out, right? Most of the time you're going to get voicemail anyways. Leave a detailed voicemail. And when she finally embraced the strategy, it was the 4th person that she got live on the phone that she sold a $2,500 program to. It was amazing. And she texted me immediately, oh my God, I can't believe I just made $2,500 from a follow-up call. And I'm like, I know, right? And so you can't ignore this, people. And video, she looks amazing, but she was 70 something when she came to me, and she didn't like the fact that there was wrinkles on her neck, and she didn't want to do video. And I said, Linda, put a scarf around it and go. And she did, and now she does video on a regular basis. And it's just elevated her expert status and her positioning so great that now she's just doing so well. And she can decide whether to, do more or not as she gets older. But she's much more comfortable doing some of these things that were outside her comfort zone initially. So you can't be resistant to systems, though. You've got to just learn what system to use, whether it's a technology, a software, a process, or a step-by-step plan. You just need to know what to do and then how to do it, right? And you can implement it, or you can even delegate it, frankly. You can delegate it, have a team. I have an amazing team now that helps me do so many different things, and I can't even imagine being where I am without my team. And they're tremendous. But it took a little time to get the team that I have. And I have I have a lot to share on how to really hire people, hire an assistant and build your team. So there's so much to know about that. And you could definitely waste a lot of money and time with the wrong people. So I work with people on that as well. Sally is a client too, one-on-one, and her website was there, her social media was here, but they weren't talking to each other. And so when we looked at, one thing I'm really good at is looking at everything you're doing and how it all flows together, right? And so I realized that the people she was talking to on social media weren't connecting with her website or getting on her list or finding out more or coming to a call or hiring her, really, because she wasn't asking over on social media. We finally connected the dots and created some different things on her website and then we invited people from social media to her website. And now she's getting people to her workshops and to buy her book and to sign up for her list and all kinds of things like that. She's so funny. She said, you filled in the little steps I didn't know existed. It's like you connected the doorbell to her home, so her website basically. So I just love that about her. And now, and she's an amazing coach on money and wealth mastery. So, all right, to recap, I shared a little bit about my story, 3 myths you've led to believe by others, and the 3 keys for you getting off to a fast start to making a lot more money, doing what you love. And I wasn't even planning on sharing all those tips and strategies and stuff like that, but I really wanted to show you some things that you need to know. And I'm not just here to sell you into a program. I'm not just here to take your money and all that kind of thing. I really want to work with you and help you build the business of your dreams. And if you want the fast track to implementation, then you want to invest in you now and finally get a jump start on your business and your life over the next year. And I highly recommend that you work with me. If you're ready to finally love, fully live big, and leverage yourself to a complete life of happiness, I really think the Live Big Mastermind is the way to go. Now, there's a lot of options that you have, but you want to learn from someone you can trust who will guide you, who gets you, right? And my mastermind is just a fun place. We have people that have been in it for 3-4 years even, because there's always more. There's always more to do, to implement. There's always the evolution of you and your business too, and you might switch gears and then you need to know what path to go there. So I'm all about helping you live a bigger life, to get your business on the right track, stop worrying about what lies ahead, to believe in yourself and your abilities. Enjoy more love, family, and you time, and make the money you've always dreamed of. Enjoy more clarity and focus. Stay connected to the energy that feeds you and get supported by those who love you. And that's really why I'm here. Here's a few of my mentors along the way, just so you can see who I've learned from and invested in. I have, in case you don't recognize them, we've got Eric Lofholm, we've got Dan Kennedy, Allie Brown, Fabienne Fredrickson. Some of these are my friends. Some I've actually done their programs. Beth Schneider-Wagner, Laura Langemeyer, This is the first mastermind I was ever in, to the tune of 5 figures that I had no idea how I was going to pay for when I invested. And we'd go all over the country and stay at really nice swanky hotels when I didn't really have the money to do that, but I did it anyways, having faith that it would all work out in the end, and it did. And a few of my mentors and friends again, Christine Closer, Bill Glazer, David Nagel, Beth Davis, and the info product guy, and I can't remember his name at the moment because I'm on the spot. We had a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun. I invested a lot of money in myself and really my own personal growth back then. I went really big a couple times and invested highly. I've invested really big time in myself. Currently, I'm in this mastermind with Craig Deswalt, and I've been in his mastermind for a few years because I love the community. The community is one thing you really get when you're in a mastermind, and it's amazing what can happen and transpire when you are in a group of like-minded people who really get you and want nothing but the best for you, and they're willing to share what you're doing and all that kind of thing. So let's see. All right, so the Live Big training. Some other things that I do with clients is I help you market with ease and authenticity. I help you build a team that keeps on taking. I help you charge what you're worth and get it. I help you leverage your time and expertise into multiple revenue streams. I help you become the expert in your field by getting publicity, writing a book, speaking, doing your own live events, whatever you want to do. I help you master your time and to-dos and priorities, so you're not just busy doing things that aren't important, but you're maximizing and being productive and profitable. I help you receive ongoing support with other big thinkers. I connect my clients with a lot of different people that you need to know because I have a lot of connections. I help you stop wasting time and money in the wrong places. I will tell you not to buy something and save you money, trust me. You will have a mentor to hold your hand along the way. So the time is now to change your life. Mentors give you confidence, clarity, constant correction, and even contacts in many cases. And just one thing that I learned from somebody else is friends see your present and mentors see your future. So while you might talk to a good friend of yours or a family member, or even your spouse, they may see where you're at now, but they may not see what's possible for you. Mentors like myself, I see what's possible for you. I see how much money is possible for you. I see what other systems and programs, products, and services are possible for you. I see the change in your mindset that's possible and relationships, and I put that mirror up into your face so that you know what's holding you back, and this is all good. This is all good stuff. And here's another little story. Darla was just able to finally take a paycheck from her nonprofit. I told you that already, but now she's doing all kinds of community things. She even added different product lines to her business to help raise funds, and her and her husband now can take vacations, and it's just amazing to see where clients have been. So this is my what if. I want to talk to you about if you do something now with this information or if you wait, right? If you say, this is great, Katrina, when I'm ready to hire a coach, I'll come back to you, then you want to think about this. What if something happens in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next year and a half that has to put your business on hold because your life needs you and some roadblock comes up, right? What if something happens? Are you going to be prepared to take a pay cut from your business or your job if you have to go and take care of a loved one? You know, when Jason got diagnosed with cancer, it was 3 weeks after he had proposed. So he proposed to me at one of my live events, and then we were just planning the wedding. This was like in April, and we planned the wedding for that July. And then 3 weeks later, boom, he was hit with a diagnosis of cancer in his throat. and we had to postpone. We had to postpone the wedding because he had to go to chemo, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And yes, he was already bald. He didn't just lose his hair, but now he's fully okay. But it was a long road, and I was scared to death because I'd only known him for about a year and a half. And I said, no, you can't take him away now. I just found this amazing man. And so I was all in his health, in helping him. You know, I just took the bare minimum of what I would make in my business so that I could really support Jason through his chemo treatments and radiation. And it was hell. It was hell for a good year, you know, and he still has tons of side effects and everything. But now he's back to work, and not only that, but he couldn't work during all of that, right? So, I mean, what happens if you don't? He had long-term care insurance, thank goodness, but what if you don't, right? Are you prepared for if something happens? We weren't. He was 40-something. He was in his early 40s, right? And then soon after that, I had hip replacement surgeries. So you can't put this off. You can't put off making your business a smooth running money making machine. You need to do this now. Now is the time to make sure your business can sustain any roadblock whatsoever and make a lot more money now. I want you to join me one way or another today. Let me get my hands on you to jumpstart your business, please, because I know you can do more. I know you can make a lot more money doing what you love. I know we can figure it out together if you have no idea what you're doing. Trust me, you have to trust that I know and I can help you figure out what it is. Let me just share a couple ways that you can work with me, okay? Now, one-on-one strategy and planning calls with me are the fastest path to learning what exactly to do. And a lot of coaches don't do one-on-one anymore. They do group programs, and sometimes you get to talk to them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's just feeding you information. There's a lot of online business coaches that, you know, you don't really get a lot of one-on-one. And a lot of the business coaches out there don't have the experience that I have. I've been doing online and offline business. You can't just hire a business coach that knows online only these days. You can't. You cannot focus just online. It's a huge mistake to do that. And I am so passionate, and I will tell you all day long that you need offline marketing strategy as well. You need speaking, live events. You need to be meeting people in person and following up with them in different ways than just online and social media. Don't be fooled by the people that say you can build this on a great multiple six-figure online business. There are very few people really successful at online only, okay? So don't be fooled by that. You need a good variety of things that you're doing in your business to really make the money. You have to trust me on this, and I know, who am I, but you got to trust me. So one-on-one is the fastest thing you could do. If you need help today and you need to pay your bills today, we need to work one-on-one as quickly as possible. And in some cases, I can get you on my calendar within a week, maybe a week and a half, okay? Now, sometimes if you go to sign up, you'll get to my calendar and it'll be like 3 or 4 weeks out before you can make an appointment. And if that's the case, I want you to email me. I want you to email me and say, Katrina, it's urgent. I get a call with you now. I'm really needing help today as soon as possible. And I will try to fit you in. Honestly, I will. I am here for you. I really want people to be more successful faster, and I'm super passionate about that. So a lot of my programs come out with one-on-one, okay, because I know that it's going to help you. Not all of them do, and some of them still have group stuff too, so you can have multiple different ways to get help. I have live events, you guys. I do 3 or 4 live events every year. There's still time. Usually it's like March or April, 1 or 2 in the summer, and then 1 in November. So depending on when you're watching this, you can go to livebigevents.com, and find out when the events are this year, okay? And you can still come and join. Please, it's not that expensive. They're usually priced very reasonably to come, and they're 2 or 3 days worth of working with me, and we go deep on stuff. We get stuff done. You get a huge understanding. You'll meet people, and a lot of times people will make money at my event too, because I teach a strategy called Easy Yes Offers. So it's very, very important that you get to a live event if you can at some point soon, and get outside your comfort zone. I don't care where you live. It's worth traveling to a live event. everybody that comes says it's 100% worth traveling and staying in the hotel and whatever they need to do to be at my events. And I can't even talk enough about it. But if you go to that page, you'll see a bunch of testimonials and get more feedback from people who've been to my live events. The live events are good for entrepreneurs who are ready to get more love in your life, money in your business. We do hot seats. We have some speakers occasionally. I don't bring in a whole lot of speakers. I do a lot of my own training. I give you templates and scripts and systems and structure and a roadmap, and we do masterminding, and at some events we do vision boards, and you get a ton of networking and connections out of it. And like I said, a lot of people will earn fast cash, and these are all usually, regular price at $9.97. So, but you can usually come for a lot less if you plan ahead and you get in the early bird pricing. There's a lot of other options which could be right for you. I mentioned my Jumpstart Your Biz in 90-day program. I have right now I have monthly master classes. Those are on Zoom like this with a video and not a PowerPoint. It's all open Q&A and coaching. So you can look at the livebigevents.com page for any upcoming events, which are, whether they're virtual or in person, will be on that page. I have my book, Love Yourself Successful, and another book, Jumpstart Your New Business Now. I do, like I said, coaching. I have some online products too, you guys. So you could do some online products which have easy payment plans, so you could make it very affordable. And one thing I love to teach is helping people speak more, because speaking is the fastest path to cash. It's actually the speaker boot camp that I have, or the speaker training. I have a do-it-yourself, Jumpstart Yourself as a speaker training on my website. And I'm really passionate about helping people overcome their fears of speaking and show you how to speak more in your business, because I speak probably about 60-something times a year. And that's how I get the majority of my clients, is either speaking virtually, in person, on webinars, on videos, or at my events. Speaking in one way or another is going to come across your business, and you need to learn how to do it effectively and monetize every opportunity. So speaking is huge. Don't run from learning how to speak better and monetize your speaking, please. All right, so I urge you to come and have a conversation with me. We're going to figure out the best route for you. I know I threw a lot of different options at you today, and you can certainly go look at them on my website. If you go to jumpstartyourmarketing.com, you can look at the coaching page and some of the coaching philosophies. There's pretty much a video on almost every page that I have something to offer. And on the products page, it talks about the Jumpstart Your Marketing system, the speaker training, the business, some of the books, right? And the events page. Those are all ways you can get help from me. I have the Live Big Mastermind though. Let me just tell you, the Live Big Mastermind, you can go to livebigmastermind.com. It actually tells you everything that you get in the mastermind. And it is like everything in the kitchen sink, I must say. Okay, so you can look at that page, you can read those testimonials, watch those videos, and even come and talk to me over there if you're interested specifically about the mastermind. But regardless of what you think you could invest in, I mean, you could come to a call and we'll say, you know what, you need to get started with the book, or you need to get started with, oh, I have an online dating program for women over 42, or you need to get started with the speaker event. I'm not going to try to sell you into the highest paid thing if that's not the best next step for you, right? And if it doesn't fit your budget. Now, nobody comes to these calls with a budget. I understand you don't have a budget for coaching. I understand you don't have a budget for a mastermind. I understand you probably don't have a budget for any sort of coaching whatsoever. But if you don't start figuring out how to invest in this kind of stuff, how are you going to learn the things you need to learn in order to get where you want to go? So you've got to figure it out. You got to figure out how to get started somewhere. And I want to help you get started somewhere on this call with me. Please go to the page that I have on the screen right now. It's askkat.biz. It's ASKKAT.biz. That will take you to a page where you'll fill out a questionnaire. And when you get, and I don't actually do this anymore I don't make it available to everybody anymore. So if you're watching this video and you've made it to the end, then you're one of the few that actually gets to have a call like this with me, because I don't do these kinds of calls anymore. I don't necessarily need to. I don't need to get clients. I want to help people. I want to help you build your business. Okay. I want to help you make a lot more money. I want to help you get clarity on what you're doing in your business. I want to help you figure out the marketing and get the website going and get more clients and make a bigger impact. I want to help you. I don't need to help you. So please go and come to a call with me. It will not be super salesy. It will not be pushy. It will be matter of fact. Where do you want to go? What are you doing now? What do you need? Great. Well, here's a couple options, honestly, if it's a good fit, right? And it has to be a good fit for me and you. So don't be scared to think that, you can't afford it, because I've had people come on and just invest in one call or 2 calls or 3 calls. Okay. So we got to get started somewhere. Don't wait to do this. I urge you, please come and have a conversation with me. Go to askkat.biz. If you've made it to the end of this, then you are someone who is probably going to be a perfect fit. Let's just see what that's like. All right. So I look forward to serving you and helping you jumpstart your business. And I just couldn't be more excited for you to do exactly what it is you do, to design the business around the kind of life you want to live. So this is Katrina Sawa signing off. And thanks so much, guys, for watching. Have a great afternoon.